I would like to now introduce our president. And Dr. Adam Weinberg is with us this evening. As I shared with him, I got to meet him, he and his lovely wife, just right here before we started. And let me tell you, he's got a tough act to follow, but I hear he's the right guy to do this. And so we're very pleased that you're here to help recognize this book that's coming out, and also please recognize what this means to Denison Big Red football alumni. So please, Dr. Weinberg.
I love that film. I didn't hear the last part. What was the final score of that game? I'm new to Ohio. I didn't know what an Oberlin was, so somebody will have to explain it to me afterwards. I'm actually going to see my Oberlin counterpart in a couple weeks, and I will suggest to him that we remake this film. I think they'd be priceless to do that with our current crop of players. I want to thank everybody for being with us tonight, for coming back. I want to thank the Piper family, not just for everything you've done for this institution and how much you mean to us, but for being here with us tonight. I want to thank Rich and Paul and all the co-publishers for putting together this book. I didn't know until I arrived tonight that we actually have the first copy over at Monomoy House. And I'm really proud to say that you're seeing it for the first time tonight. I didn't realize you hadn't seen it yet, and I've all week been bragging and showing it to students. So it is being looked at, enjoyed. Our copy already looks old. You know, as I read through the book, there were so many quotes that I wanted to read tonight. I talked to a few folks on campus who knew Coach Piper. They gave me some quotes that I don't think would be appropriate to share tonight. But my second favorite from the book is the following. The tremendous competitive desire to play and win football. That tingle that makes your hide crawl and makes the hair on the back of your neck stand out. And you want to go hit somebody with a great shoulder block or tackle. You've got it here. You may have to be awakened, but it's out there, on the practice field, with the sweat and the spit of generations gone by. I didn't know Coach Piper, but I did have the honor of being an athlete through college. And I know what people like Coach Piper mean to all of us who have the pleasure of growing up as athletes. It's not just the character that you get from somebody like Coach Piper. It's not just the values. It's not just the ability to learn to play with other people, to work in a team, but it's really the spirit of what it means to learn as a young person how to reach deeper and wider and farther and to accomplish things that you never thought you could possibly accomplish. As the new president of Denison, I've seen it every day for the last 6 months as I've met Denison alumni. The spirit that he left in his players is what's allowed them to go on to achieve remarkable things in their lives. I wanted to just kind of say a couple things tonight. The first is I'm deeply honored to be at an institution that has an athletic tradition like we have at Denison, and that has a tradition of people like Keith Piper, who have been part of our faculty, who have been among our coaches, who have helped build this institution and to shape the lives of people who have gone on to live our mission. The second is I'm deeply proud to be a college president who can stand up on a stage and say, not only is that tradition our proud past, but it's our current practice. And I want to echo something that Jim said a minute ago. If you haven't had the pleasure of watching Coach Hayden with his players, you should really sneak on campus one day. As my wife will tell you, I have many personality quirks, one of which is I can't stand to be late for anything. And I've only been late for one meeting during my first 2.5 months at Denison. I had a meeting down here with the coaches in the Mitchell Center, and then I was walking up through Piper Field to get back to a meeting, and I saw Jack out on the field with his players. And I was just going to stop for a second and watch him. And I stopped and I watched some more, and I watched the way he was explaining to a couple of them how they could do something a little bit better. But what I really saw on the field was the spirit of Coach Piper, an integrity, a thoughtfulness, an attention to values that I think you would all recognize is what's made Big Red football what it's been. I was 15 minutes late for that meeting. The other thing I want to echo, because I don't get a chance to do it enough, is I think Jim's comments about Nan are absolutely right. We do have the best athletic director in college sports right now. And I have no doubt that another generation of alums will be here in another couple decades recognizing Nan for all she's done for Denison athletics. So I want to close with what's actually my favorite quote from the book. And it goes like this. That was classic Keith Piper. Tough exterior, always confronting us with being better than we saw ourselves being because he saw it in us and was man enough to make us see it too. Yet underneath that tough exterior was a real gentleman who genuinely cared about his players and all of those who he called friends. I don't think anything summarizes Coach Piper, Denison athletics, what it's been in the past, what it is in the present, and what it will be in the future more than that quote. Thank you.